What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Nick. If you haven't been here before, I'm an Instagram agency owner. I help tons of clients achieve their goals on Instagram, and I also run a ton of Instagram accounts myself. I'm making YouTube videos just to help all of you guys with growth, monetization, automation, client work, whatever it may be. I've actually been off for a couple of weeks. I haven't posted any YouTube videos in 2 weeks. I had some business related stuff that I needed to take care of and get on top of, which I have done now successfully. So I'm back on YouTube to provide you guys with some more value. So what we're going to be doing today is explaining and going over how you can get tons more eyeballs on your stories. Whether you've got 1,000 followers, whether you've got 100 followers, 100,000 followers, all of these techniques will be relevant to you, and they're definitely things you need to know going forward. So by the end of this video, you're gonna know how to bump up your story views to the maximum possible and how to keep it there. So guys, if you're watching this video, you probably already know that stories are very important, but if you don't, I'm gonna just touch 30 seconds of why stories are so important. They give you such a better way to bond with your audience behind the scenes on a more personal level, on a more real level than just your wall posts, which are normally quite professional and kept to a high standard. Stories are also a great way to keep people watching and consuming your content regularly, which, as we all know, is the key to selling and becoming a trusted brand or figure in these people's mind. But let's get straight into the video and tell you how you can get more eyeballs on your stories. So, stories are split into two categories. One category are people who follow you already, people who are your followers. And the other category is people who aren't your followers, who you want to see your story, but who don't follow you, so it won't just appear at the top of their feed. We're gonna go over how you can get the most out of the people who follow you and the most out of the people who don't follow you. The most important thing for getting people who follow you already to see your stories and to watch as much of your stories as possible is to post consistently and frequently. What I mean by that is not just maybe a post every few days or something. You want daily stories, daily posts, frequently as well. So throughout the day, don't just post one in the evening every evening. We want them to always have new stuff to watch, so it's always pumping your story up to the top of their feed. As long as you've got new stuff and they're always watching it, you're gonna be at the top of their feed, and you're gonna be one of the first 4, which is the only ones that you can see on their Instagram. So you always want to be posting new stories. You always want to be using video. Video is much more engaging than pictures. Pictures people skip through. Videos, they're actually sitting there and they're watching, and it's very engaging because it's full screen. The more you post videos and the more that people watch these, the algorithm thinks that they obviously enjoy this guy's stories because they're spending so much time on it. Really, they're just watching the video, and your stories will get pushed higher and higher up the algorithm so that you're in the top 4, because it's not based on when you posted. You won't just post and because yours is the most recent one, it will come there. It's who they like to watch. So you want them to consume as much content as possible. So videos, post consistently, post frequently. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is location tags. Now, location tags are super important, and I see loads of people just neglecting the fact that they could be using location tags. So wherever you are, or wherever it may be relevant to use your location, it doesn't have to be where you are. It could be relevant to the post that you're making. You want to tag that location using the actual location tag on the sticker or the tools feature. Reason being, when people are browsing locations, there is a story. So there's a location-based story. Normally they're kept for 30 to 60 minutes. So the first 30 or 60 minutes that you post your story with the location tag, it will come up on the location for the story for that location. And this is pure organic reach. So you're getting people who are browsing for that location, seeing your story. Ultimately, you can turn them into followers, turn them into a sale, whatever you're trying to do with your account. But it's super, super important. You can get so much traffic just by using the location tag. A similar thing to the location tag is hashtags. So using just a few hashtags or even one hashtag with your story just to get it featured on that hashtag story. So whenever people are looking for hashtags, and it is a really common thing that people do, they will search a hashtag for something they're interested in and see what sort of content is around. And that includes looking through the story for that hashtag. So if you're posting a story and you're using that hashtag, you are most likely going to come up in that story, and that is a perfect way to get relevant, organic, free traffic for whatever you're doing. So make sure you're using relevant hashtags with your stories. So Instagram obviously chooses who to put at the top of the stories for each follower. And something that really helps them decide and helps in your favor for the algorithm is using all of the features available to you on Instagram stories. And really it's a huge list now. You've got music, you've got stickers, you've got GIFs, locations, countdowns, polls, questions, sliders, all of these different things. I'm sure I've missed a ton of them, but the more you use them, the more Instagram can see that you're trying, and the more that people interact with these interactive story tools, the more Instagram weights in your favor and will rank your story higher. So just be respectful for Instagram, use the tools that they're giving you to use, and you will be rewarded for them. Some great examples include using the poll. So that is asking people a question. This can be really good if you're trying to fact find from people who are watching your stories. Another great way is to use the slider. This is just a little bit of engagement, a little bit of interactivity that people can have with your stories. And another one which is really good for fact finding is the question tool. So you can get people to ask you questions, which, if you know how to use that properly, can be a huge selling tool. So all of those combined with all the other things, if you're using them regularly, Instagram really can tell and will reward you for that. Finally guys, the last little tip I can give you for getting more views on a story is to use mentions. So tag other users in your story. That gets them watching, it gets them engaging with it. And the more people we can get engaging on your story and even viewing your story, the more favorable that is in Instagram's eyes. So try tagging some of your friends or tagging big influencers in your niche. And if they do view it in the end and they do react to it, it's really beneficial for you. That's it guys. What I'm going to do, I'm going to leave a cheat sheet in the link below. Just going over all of these things just so you've got it written down. It's a lot easier. Sometimes I know some of you guys would rather it be written down. So that's what I've done. Make sure you join the Facebook group if you haven't already. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, really helps. Leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.